Graduated from Rowan University in the spring of 2022 with a sports communication and media degree. I got to actually call minor league baseball and G League basketball games while I was in school. And then I graduated, and as soon as I graduated, I went to NFL Films in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. And as much as I loved that experience, I miss putting on the headsets. I decided, you know what, talk is cheap. I have a laptop that's in my house, and so 21 months later, here we are, still on YouTube, calling games and building an incredible, loving community on here with the people that I call my Philly freaks, with a capital P and a capital H. We go live for every single Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles game, and we do it like old school radio play-by-play style. I'm Jason Joseph, and this is Play-by-Play with JJ.
Showed swung on, barreled, and out to right field. Bye-bye baseball.
That baby is long gone.
Testing. There we go. What's going on, everybody? Hopefully you're all doing well and having yourselves a very fantastic afternoon. My name is Jason Joseph, and this, of course, is Play-by-Play with JJ. We got the Tampa Bay Rays taking on the Cincinnati Reds. This is our second Reds and our second Rays game that we have done of the season. So hopefully you guys do enjoy. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button as well, and turn on the notification bell icons too. And that way you will know when we do go live, as we have a doubleheader every single day this week, throughout the rest of the week. And so really excited about that. All right, so the Rays taking on the Cincinnati Reds. They're wrapping up their 3-game set. The Reds already won the series. They ended up winning by a score of 6-1 on Monday night, and they took care of business last night, and their offense just looked really, really sharp out there. They put up 12 runs. And really, I mean, the main story of that game is that their top of the order ended up getting a total of 7 hits. So, sorry, the top 4 hitters, I should say, they got a hold of 8 hits in that game. And they did a lot of damage. And Elly De La Cruz had 2 homers. He was really rocking at the plate, and he did an excellent job. Had that home run that he hit in the he had that home run that he hit in the 9th inning, and also homered in the first as well. His first one went 414 feet, and it was just an absolute missile. So the question to me is that the Reds have really done an excellent job on the road this year, but how are they going to look today, and can they follow up last night's offensive performance with a good one this afternoon? And as far as the Tampa Bay Rays go, they have not looked good over their last couple of games. They are 4-4 at home now. They've lost 3 in a row, 4 of their last 5. Is this going to be the type of game for them to just... Is this their get-right game? Is really the question that I have. Now, Nick Martinez, obviously a former Red. The Reds are very familiar with him. He's going to be pitching for the Tampa Bay Rays today, and he's had a very good season so far. So is he going to do a good job pitching-wise and maybe give the Rays a chance to just put up some offense and give them a chance to be in a good position to win? That's something that I'm sort of wondering as I go on into today's game. I do want to hear from you guys. I want to know who you guys have in this game. Are you going for the Rays? Are you going for the Reds? And what are your final score predictions? Comment that down below. My final score prediction for today's game, and again, please don't take me on my word for it, but I'm going to go 6-3, and I'm going to go Cincinnati gets the sweep. I just feel like that the Reds are rocking right now. They're playing really good baseball. They've been doing a good job with their fundamentals and have been doing a really good job on all 3 sides of the diamond. So I'm going to go 6-3 as my final score prediction this afternoon for the Cincinnati Reds, and I think that they take care of business. But yes, let's get on into the starting lineup, and let's talk a little bit more about this because I want to hear what you guys have to say. DA, David Archer, what's going on, David? Harper is also here. What's up, DA Harper? Good to see you on here. Haley's also here as well. Man, we got a good crowd today. I love it. I love it, man. Good afternoon, everybody. All right, so let's get on into the starting lineups for this afternoon. For the Cincinnati Reds, they have TJ Friedl batting leadoff, playing out in center field. Matt McLain is over at second base. He'll be batting second. Batting third is the shortstop, Elly De La Cruz. And then you got Sal Stewart, who's playing over at first base. He's batting in the cleanup spot. Batting fifth is Eugenio Suarez. He's playing over at third base. Nathaniel Lowe is DHing today, and he'll be batting sixth. Seventh is Spencer Steer. He's out in left field. Then you got Will Benson out in right field. He'll be batting eighth. And last but not least, P.J. Higgins is the caboose, and he will be batting in the ninth spot. So once again, it's Friedl, McLean, De La Cruz, Stewart, Gino, Lowe, Steer, Benson, and Higgins in the starting lineup today for the Cincinnati Reds. And as far as things go for the Tampa Bay Rays, they got Yandy Diaz batting leadoff, and he'll be DHing today. And then you got Jonathan Aranda over at first base, batting second. Batting third is Junior Caminero. He's playing over at third base. The right fielder is Ryan Velade. And then you got batting fifth, it's Johnny DeLuca, who's playing out in center field. And then it's Ben Williamson, who's playing over at second base. He'll be batting sixth. Seventh is Chandler Simpson, playing out in left field. Nick Fortes is the catcher. He'll be batting eighth. And Taylor Walls is going to be batting ninth, and he is playing over at shortstop. So once again, it's Diaz, Aranda, and then you got Caminero, Velade, and then you got DeLuca, Williamson, Simpson, Fortes, and Walls. And by the way, it's Velade. Sorry about that. All right. And so on the mound for the Cincinnati Reds, it'll be Brandon Williamson, and he'll be going up against Nick Martinez. So Martinez this year, so far, as we take a look at his stats, Nick Martinez, 4 games started, 0-1 is his record. He does have a 2.45 ERA, and in 22 innings of work, he has struck out 14 batters, has also given up 20 hits as well. And let's make sure that this is up and good. Okay, good. Let's get the 3D up and running. Nice. Very, very nice. And then we can also work on this as well. Nice. All right, here we go. Martinez with a changeup, a 2-seamer, a cutter, a 4-seamer, a curveball, and a slider as well. So the first pitch that's taken is for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Reds are in their gray and red uniforms. And there's the 1-0 delivery, and there's a line drive hit out over to left field, and that's going to get down for a base hit. And so TJ Friedl able to lead off the ball game with a single out over to left field for the Cincinnati Reds. Final score predictions. Please let me know once again down below. They were playing Friedl to pole towards the right side. Third baseman was in, and the ball went over the third baseman's head. And that was Junior Caminero, of course, who's over at third. Matt McLain is now in the box. Right-handed hitter. And the first pitch to McLain. And there's a fly ball hit out over towards right field. It'll be caught by Velade out in right field for out number 1. So here we go. The defense for the Tampa Bay Rays, as Elly De La Cruz is going to step on up to the plate, batting on the left side. Martinez gets set and delivers. And a check swing foul ball. You got Aranda over at first. Williamson at second. At short, it's Caminero. At third, it's Caminero. At short, it's Walls. And then the outfield, it's Simpson out in left, DeLuca in center, and Velade in right. 0-1 to Elly. And he shows bunt, takes it back, but it's a strike. My apologies about Got allergies. It is allergy season over here. No balls, 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch. There's a grounder hit over towards the second baseman. The throw, the shortstop, there's one. The throw over to first. Elly beats it out. So it is a 4-6 fielder's choice for Elly De La Cruz. Ryan Blackney is the home plate umpire. Then you got Nick Marley over at first, Marvin Hudson at second, and Tripp Gibson is over at third base. Elly has a lot of speed. He really does. He was able to leg that out. Two outs, top of the first. And now it's Sal Stewart's turn to come on up to the plate as he rises from the dead on the 3D graphic. And the pitch is grounded foul towards the third base side. So Elly is over at first. TJ Fradel got on with a single, and then Matt McLean lined out to right, and Elly De La Cruz got aboard with a fielder's choice as Fradel was out at second. There's Gino waiting on deck. Tonight we got Phillies and Cubs, and of course we'll be watching the Flyers as well as we call the Phillies game. The ball is 1 strike. And that's to Sal Stewart. Martinez comes set and fires. Swing and a miss. Actually think he got a little piece of it, but regardless, it's an 0-2 count. I would have actually done the Flyers game tonight, but I was thinking to myself, well, it is P.O. Box Wednesday, and I haven't done a Phillies game in a week. And I'd like to say hello to everybody in the community, so that's why we're calling it Flyers Watch Party. 0-2, foul ball. Wednesday, JJ, you were covering 2 or 3 games today. It's a doubleheader every day. Every day this week, it's a doubleheader. When are you opening your P.O. Box goodies? Every Wednesday during the Phillies game when we go to the 5th inning. Every Wednesday. I probably should actually put that in my bot description. That we do P.O. Box openings every Wednesday. I have one for sending stuff to the P.O. Box. No balls, 2 strikes. Time is called by Sal Stewart. On deck is Eugenio Suarez, and in the hole, it's Nathaniel Lowe. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. We are less than 400 subscribers away from getting to the 10,000 marker. 0-2 pitch, here it comes, swing and a miss. Elly was going on over to second base, but the inning is over, and Yandy Diaz will lead it off for the Rays when the Rays and the Reds return. All right, so again, the Rays starting lineup, it'll be this. It'll be Yandy Diaz batting leadoff, Jonathan Aranda batting second. Third, it's Junior Caminero. Cleanup is Ryan Vilade. Then you got Johnny DeLuca out in center field. Ben Williamson is at second. He'll be batting sixth. Batting seventh is Chandler Simpson. Batting eighth is Nick Fortes. And last but not least, Taylor Walls is batting in the 9 spot. So it's Diaz, Aranda, Caminero, Vilade, DeLuca, Williamson, Simpson, Fortes, and Walls in the lineup this afternoon for the Tampa Bay Rays. And on the bump for the Cincinnati Reds, it'll be Brandon Williamson, who's coming off of a pretty good performance that he had against the Minnesota Twins. He went 5 1/3, gave up just 1 earned run, walked 4 batters. He did strike out 2, but on 93 pitches was able to get a lot of fly ball outs, which was good. And is looking to try to replicate what he did. This guy, in his last 3 outings overall, has gone 16 innings, has given up 9 hits, 4 earned runs, no homers allowed at all ever since the 3 homers that he allowed in his first outing of the season. So it's been a little bit of time. He's also walked 11 batters in those last 16 innings of work and has struck out 9. So Diaz is going to come on up to the plate. The Rays are in their white and dark blue uniforms, tops and bottoms. Text says Rays with a little rayish sunshine over on the R. What's up, chat? Fuqua. What's up, Fuqua? How you doing? The pitch, swing and the miss. Fuqua, I don't know if I thanked you the other day when you sent the $10 super chat on PayPal, but if I didn't do that, I wanted to make sure that I said thank you. I was waiting for you to be on because I was like, I don't know if you heard me say thank you, and I just wanted to make sure that I said that to you. That was really nice. The ball is 2 strikes, and that's to Yandy Diaz. And here's the 0-2. It's a foul ball. The Reds defensively have P.J. Higgins as the catcher. On the bump, it's Brandon Williamson. And then over at first base, it's Sal Stewart. 0-2 pitch. Another foul ball. Matt McLean's over at second. At third, it's Eugenio Suarez. And at shortstop, it's Elly De La Cruz. 0-2 pitch. Outside and high for a ball. In the outfield, you got Spencer Steer out in left, Will Benson in right, and TJ Fradel is in center. The 1-2 pitch on the way, swung on and missed, and there's 1 strikeout in the game. Surprised that Diaz couldn't catch up to that, and he was just a tad bit late. Eric is here. What's up, Eric? I think it's allergy season everywhere. Not in the Bahamas. The pitch. It's in there for a strike. But yeah. The 0-1. And there's strike 2. All the flowers and the trees. It's that type of year. And it's important for them. The ball's 2 strikes, and that's to Jonathan Aranda. And the 0-2 is a sweeper that misses outside. I'll tell you what, I know it's only the first inning here, but Williamson is getting ahead in the counts. Doing an excellent job with his velocity. The 1-2 pitch, strike 3 called. The sweeper was on the outside corner. That was a perfect pitch. And there's back-to-back strikeouts for Brandon Williamson in this inning. Nice. Ryan's here. What's up, Ryan? How you doing? Let's go, Reds. Thanks for streaming, sir. No problem, my friend. If you guys are new to my channel, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and turn on the bell icons, too. We go live for Phillies baseball, Sixers basketball, and Eagles football. This is the first pitch to Caminero is taken for a ball. And we also do other Major League Baseball games as well. We got a doubleheader of games every single day for the rest of the week. I heard you. I had to help the channel. JJ, you're working too hard. Thank you, man. 1-1 pitch. That's down low for ball 2. I like how the doubleheaders are this week. I mean, for the most part, it's like I get a little bit of a break in between some of these games. I can go eat dinner, walk around, have a little bit of time. And then at night, I do the night game. And then we just get ready for tomorrow. The only day it's not like that for is Friday. Friday will be like last night. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 away, bottom of the first. And the 2-2 pitch. And Caminero pops this one up and skies it over towards the right side. Who's going to get there? The first baseman does, and he makes the catch right in front of the railing over towards the Reds' dugout. And there's out number 3. Excellent catch there provided by Sal Stewart. Good concentration. And we are going to go to the second inning. All right. no score. We'll be right back in just a few seconds. Don't go anywhere. There we go. That's better. All right. Gino will lead off the second in the first pitch. Swinging a foul ball. The ball is one strike. That's to Eugenio Suarez. So just one hit in this game so far, and that was a leadoff single by TJ Fradel. Other than that, nothing much else. We're in the top of the second. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. So the count is 0-2. Glad to hear some Phillies for a while. My team is sending me back to therapy, says Eric. It's another reason why I like to do this, right? As the 0-2 is down for a ball. If we were just doing the Phillies right now, we'd be miserable. But it's important to get that outside view, you know? 1-2 pitch. That's a foul ball. It's like, you know, the Mets are struggling right now. The Royals were struggling, and they just broke their losing streak last night. The Blue Jays aren't playing such good baseball. They made it to the World Series last year. Just puts things in perspective. 1-2 pitch. Fly ball hit out over towards left center field. And DeLuca on the run makes the grab. And there is out number one. Where are you guys tapping on in from? Let me know down below. Nick says the Reds will fall. I don't know. They've been playing really good baseball. But we've seen teams get really hot early and get really cold later in the season. The pitch. It's in there for a strike. David says I'm still miserable. Hey, it's in our DNA. 0-1. That's in there for strike two. A lot of teams are struggling early this year. Hey, I mean, I was... I'm laughing because I'm listening to Dodgers Nation last night during their postgame show of that Giants-Dodgers game. And the 0-2 pitch... and that misses inside for a ball. And I'm watching some of their fans just be absolutely ruthless that they lost 2 out of 3 to the Rockies. Now they lost to the Giants, and it's like it's the end of the world. 1-2. That misses inside for ball 2. Just like, oh my gosh. 2-2 pitch. Fly ball hit out over to left field, and Simpson is right there, makes the grab, and there's 2 up, 2 down. It's just so funny how when you see other fan bases, it's like sometimes it's just a reflection of like what you're going through, and sometimes it's like, dang, like I can relate to that. But then sometimes you're just like, what the heck is going on? You got so many all-stars on your team. After holding them so high, Dodgers fans can't handle losses. It's crazy. The ball is one strike. Here's the 0-1. And that is lined down the third base line, but it is a foul ball. It's just so funny. The Brewers will get hot, even though the Brewers are not at full strength. It's true. I think that Milwaukee can do some damage. I still have the Cubs winning the division, but I see the Brewers potentially being a wild card team. I know I didn't say that 2 weeks ago, but I said that now. A lot can happen. 0-2 pitch, Chopper hit over to third base. Caminero plays it on a hop, throws it over to first, and it's in time for the third and final out of the inning. We are going to go to the bottom of the second. No score out at Tropicana. Because the Rockies cheated. Oh, man. Yeah. Maybe there weren't a lot of runs scored. I'm still laughing from when you made that comment the other week. That was the funniest thing. Oh, man. If you don't like a lot of runs, that might be a little bit... Wait, what did you say? You said... I just talked about it last night, too. It was like... some of us may not like low-scoring games or something like that. I forget what exactly it was that you said, but it was so funny. Maybe Dan Hollison cursed the Phillies. Oh, man. That's funny. All right, so we're going to go to the bottom of the second. Ryan Valade is going to lead it off. Then it'll be Johnny DeLuca and Ben Williamson. Just out of curiosity, does anybody have any bets on this game? Anybody rooting for the Reds? Anybody a Reds fan or a Rays fan? I know that we had one Rays fan here. I saw we had a Reds fan, actually. Harper's a Rays fan. And Ryan, that's right, Ryan's rooting for the Reds. This is an exciting game if you don't like a lot of... Yeah, that's right. That's right. Thanks. It's beautiful. Cracked me up. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch. That's taken for ball 2. That was like the funniest comment I've seen in a while. 2-0 pitch. Foul ball. The 2-1 offering. That's going to be in there for a called strike. So it's 2-2. So tonight we got the Phillies game. Phillies played the Cubs tonight. 2-2 pitch. And that is taken outside for ball 3. We got the Phillies versus Cubs tonight. We got Phillies versus Cubs tomorrow afternoon. That game is at 2:20. And then tomorrow night, who are we doing tomorrow night? Oh, yeah, we're doing Pirates and Rangers tomorrow night at 8:05. That's right. And then Friday, no Phillies. We're not doing Phillies versus Braves. We got another Sixers playoff game. Sixers playing Game 3 against the Boston Celtics. And then we got Giants and Marlins after that. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The 3-2 pitch, that's up high for ball 4. And so there's a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the second. And then Saturday, we got Phillies versus Braves. That'll be fun. And then we'll finish out the rest of that stream with a watch party of the Flyers. The Flyers are on at 8 o'clock. So we'll have plenty of time to watch the rest of the third period. That'll be fun. And then in the afternoon, we got a game as well. The pitch, and that's going to be taken for a ball. Just a little bit high. I'm betting the Phillies will lose this game. What's up, Shay? I saw your comment before. What's up, Shay? 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. That's a sinker that misses a little bit outside for ball 2. What game are we doing on Saturday? I posted it in my community tab. We're doing Cardinals and Mariners at 2:15. The 2-0 pitch. There's a high fly ball hit out over to left field, but it's going to be a foul ball. I'm betting that the Phillies will lose this game. The Phillies are going to lose versus the Reds and the Rays. It's funny. But tonight's game, 2-1 pitch. That misses outside and high for ball 3. If they win tonight's game, you have to admit that I'm the curse. Actually, no, you can't, because they lost 3 games. No, they lost 2 games before we went on vacation. So, I'm not the curse. 3-0. Foul ball. Three balls, 1 strike. There's 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. The toss back over to first, and that is not in time. My therapy, though, has been watching Wardy. He's a Mets content creator. He does an excellent job. Just seeing his passion, though, during this bad time for the Mets, it's been putting a smile on my face. The 3-1. That's way up high for ball 4. And so we have 2 base runners here in the bottom of the second. And Ben Williamson is going to come on up. All right. No, you're not. You just missed the misery. Here we go. First pitch in there for a called strike. No balls, 1 strike. I just realized Brandon Williamson is facing Ben Williamson. I didn't even think about that. 0-1. There's a line drive hit out over to right center. That's going to get down for a base hit. Rounding third and coming in to score is Valade. And just like that, Tampa Bay strikes first. DeLuca stops over at third, and Williamson able to get an RBI off of Williamson. They are not related. That's crazy. That's crazy. 1-0. They are not related at all. Still nobody out, by the way, here in the bottom of the second inning. It's 1-0, and now it's Chandler Simpson's turn to come on up to the plate. Hilly says, I can't even be happy for the Mets position right now because we don't need any more bad injuries right now. We're too terribly far off from being last. The Pitch. This is going to be bunted over towards the third base side, but it is a foul ball. That was, I thought, a really good try by Simpson. Squared that up pretty perfectly, but it just rolled foul. All right, where are my Rays fans at? The ball is one strike. Ben Williamson at first, Johnny DeLuca at third. Charge! The ball is one strike. Suarez playing in. The toss back over to first, and that is not in time to get Ben Williamson. Yeah, I don't like injuries. If I want to beat the team, I want to beat them fair and square. Especially if they're like the juggernaut, right? I want to beat them fair and square. 0-1 pitch, and that misses inside for a ball. Lopiki. I hope I said that correctly. What's going on, Lopiki? How you doing? Guys, if you are new to the channel, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Appreciate you all for being on here. 1 ball, 1 strike in the pitch. This is going to be popped up out over towards shallow right field. Going to be a tough play, but Benson's going to be there to make the grab. The runner from third's going to tag up. The throw to the plate, that's way off the line. Oh my goodness, he tagged up and he scored. I'm surprised that he did that. The ball also got away from the catcher. The pitcher had to go pick it up, and heading on over to second base is Johnny DeLuca, or Ben Williamson, that is. It's a 2-0 ball game. That was a bad throw by Will Benson. I mean, he was in shallow right field, and a throw that was on the line would have gotten him out. The ball actually hit DeLuca as he was running home. 2-0 Tampa Bay. That was a terrible play by Benson. Talk about taking a risk. Here's Nick Fortes. The former Marlin is going to rip one out to left field. It's slicing foul, and the count is 0-2. That was a long foul ball. Also, excellent base running, by the way, by Ben Williamson, because he was 3/4 of the way there when he noticed that the ball was going to be caught, and then he just went back on over to first, and then as soon as the play was bobbled, he just sprinted back over to second. Excellent base running by him. Next pitch to Fortes, that's going to hit him right on the back foot, and so he's going to be rewarded first base. So still 1 out. And Fortes gets on with a hit by pitch. This is how the inning has gone so far. A walk, an RBI single, a sac fly, and a hit by pitch. And here is Taylor Walls. 2-0 Tampa Bay. Bottom of the second. 1 away. And the pitch. And that's a check swing grounder hit over towards the mound. The throw to second, there's one. The throw to first, that's not in time. Walls beats it out. More small ball for the Tampa Bay Rays. So they do get the runner, Williamson, to head on over to third. Francona thought about challenging it, but he says, The throw was low. That was an excellent dig out by the shortstop there. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribing to the channel is free. We are 370 subscribers away from getting to 10,000 subscribers. The pitch to Yandy Diaz. A changeup that's in the zone for a strike. Not injuries, Juju. Bad energy. That's for any sport. The ball is 1 strike. Even in fighting, man. You want to see everybody at full health. 0-1. Foul ball. Yandy was tearing it up to start off the season. Then he cooled off a little bit and then got hot over his last 2 games and last night didn't do so well. 0-2 pitch on the way. Line drive, base it out to right field. The Rays will get another run out of this. An RBI single by Yandy Diaz. After striking out in the first, Diaz comes up in the second and adds on to the Rays' lead. Martinez is just missing his spots, and that time he throws a fastball that's supposed to go towards the outside corner. It ends up hitting the center of the plate, and he goes the opposite way with a little inside-out swing, and that's what makes him a really good hitter. Here's Aranda, first pitch, strike one. So that'll put Walls over at third base. Runners are at the corners again. Here's the 0-1, and that's up high for a ball. Brandon Williamson throwing a lot of pitches. By the way, Yandy is batting .500 this year with runners in scoring position. 1-1 pitch. That misses inside for ball two. I'm going to have a hot take right now. I don't even know if this is a hot take, but Yandy Diaz is the best leadoff hitter in all of baseball. Right now. 2-1 delivery. And that's a swing and a miss. Agree or disagree? Maybe not best, but at least top three. 2-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed, and the inning is over. However, 8 men come on up to the plate for the Tampa Bay Rays, and they score 3 runs on a sac fly by Chandler Simpson, an RBI single by Ben Williamson, and an RBI single by Yandy Diaz. And we're going to go to the top of the third. 3-0 Tampa Bay. Man. I would take Yandy Diaz. The question is, though, where are we putting him? He's a leadoff DH. He's a good hitter, though. I don't know where we're putting him. We can't put him over at third. But I'd take him in the lineup. I still wanted to go with Steve. I still wanted Stephen Kwan last year. Here's what Rick Tocchet had to say on Travis Sanheim. Quote, he's in terrific shape. Even on off days, he's at the rink, getting work done and working out. Not much drop-off. That's what's impressed me about him. I'll tell you, Rick Tocchet has really surprised me this year. I thought that when the Flyers got him, I thought that they were going to get better. I didn't think that they were going to look this good. Yeah, I'll go with top 3 with you, but not the best. I mean, when we're talking about Shohei Ohtani, right? Like, he's just the best hitter in baseball. But I don't think, like, when I mean, like, best leadoff hitter, I meant to I probably should have said, like, best, like, typical traditional leadoff hitter. Like, Ohtani to me is not a traditional leadoff hitter. And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful to Shohei Ohtani, but he's like a 6-tool player, if you want to go with that. But I guess that's what you want from your leadoff hitter. So, but yeah, top 3. I go with that. The ball is 1 strike, and here's the pitch to Benson. He grounds this one sharply over to first base. Nice play by Aranda. He's just going to take it on over to the bag, and there's out number 1. Fielded that pretty cleanly, too. That was a bullet, and he had to play it on a hop. Just dig it up and get the first out. And P.J. Higgins is going to come on up to the plate right now. Huh. Oh, I got to read this to you, chat. 1 out, top of the third. And here's the pitch, and that's up high for a ball. Lil Picky says, let's go Rays. How long have you been a Rays fan? Nick Martinez, the former Red pitcher, with the 1-0, throws a strike. This was posted from Gretty. Shout out to the Flyers marketing team. Gritty made a post on social media for the Flyers. The 1-1 is inside. Grittisons, tonight's my first playoff game. For the first time ever, I'm not just watching the playoffs from the comfort of my inflatable couch. I'll be there in the building. As the 2-1 is going to be floated out towards the second baseman, and that's going to be caught for out number 2. And P.J. Higgins lines out over to second, and T.J. Fradel's going to come on up. They say the air smells different in the playoffs. In parentheses, I beat asthma last year. So I won't be fact-checking this. They say the lights are a little brighter. The orange, a little orangier. And the FTP chants a little louder. I wanted it. I needed it. I'm getting it. TJ Fradel with the pitch. Fly ball hit out over towards right center field. On the run, over towards the wall. Making the leaping catch out in center field. What a play. Oh my goodness. Johnny DeLuca just leaps up. Bangs into the wall. Makes the catch. And there's out number 3. That saved an extra base hit. And he just caught it right in front of the wall. And Nick Martinez absolutely impressed by that catch. Oh my goodness. What a play. That is what you call robbery. And so we are going to go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Go watch that highlight if you can. What an absolute incredible catch by Johnny DeLuca. He was playing out in dead center, had to run a long ways towards that right center field wall. He leaped up, he caught it, he banged right on into the wall, and he just shot up out of a cannon and got all fired up for that catch. Oh, man. As much as I want to make this all about me, it ain't. It's about us. It's about the boys in orange and black. It's about the city of brotherly love. It's Philly against the world, just the way we like it. Ignite the orange. Playoff Gritty. I love it. My favorite line of that post. They say the air smells differently in the playoffs. I beat asthma last year, so I will be fact-checking this. That's so funny. Man, shout out to Gritty. Remember when he was introduced and everybody was scared of Gritty? Now he's like one of the most beloved mascots. I don't think that there's any other mascot that's better than the Philly Fanatic, but Gritty is a phenomenal mascot. Really. Here's Junior Caminero coming on up to the plate. And the first pitch that he takes is down and in for a ball. That's so funny. 1 ball, no strikes. Caminero in the box. The 1-0 pitch. Chopped foul towards the left side. Pitch on the way. There's a high fly ball hit out to deep right center field. Junior Caminero goes yard. Another bomb by the superstar for the Tampa Bay Rays. 6th home run of the season. The pitch is going to be taken inside for ball 1. I don't know where he gets his power from, but he has so much strength. The 1-0 pitch, and that's a foul ball. The extension on that swing, I mean, he goes the opposite way, kept his head down, followed through on the swing, and just sent that one right upon the Weeble sign out in right center field. 2 balls, 1 strike as we're in the bottom of the 3rd. Caminero was the only Ray that didn't bat in the bottom of the 2nd, and he leads off the bottom of the 3rd with a solo home run. 3 balls, 1 strike in the bottom of the 3rd. Williamson comes set against Valade. The 3-1 pitch. It's grounded over to 3rd. It's underneath the glove of Suarez out over to left field. Tried to dive for it, and Suarez couldn't make the diving stop. And just like that, another base runner for Tampa Bay. Charge! Valade's over at first, and Johnny DeLuca, who walked his last time up, is going to come back on up once again. Williamson is missing badly with his spots. The pitch is high. Here's the throw back to first base by the catcher. Not in time. Diving back in there safely is Valade. The 1-0 pitch. That's going to be fouled. The pitch on the way, grounded over to Elly. The throw to second, there's 1. The throw over to first, and it's just in time for a 6-4-3 double play. This Tampa Bay team definitely does have a lot of speed on the bases. So I said that my final score prediction was 6-3, Cincinnati, and I was incorrect. Yordan Alvarez just hit another home run. He has 11 on the season. Now, they're going to challenge to see if DeLuca was actually out over at first base. And let's see. Let's turn this up. Elly makes the throw to second. Hold up a second. McLean, did he tag the bag? He did. McLean actually stumbled on the turn from second base. That's really weird because what happened was McLean, usually a lot of times they're saying that the second baseman usually has the bare hand like ready to go near the glove after he makes the catch there, and he didn't even have it ready to go. He just waited for the ball to get into the glove, and then he got his bare hand on it and made the throw over to first, and that little missed timing. Again, this is why it's a game of inches. Really does impact a lot of things, and that ended up being a close play over at first. That was a really good analysis there. I can't even take full credit for that. That was Brian Anderson on the color commentary for the Tampa Bay Rays. I don't even think that the first baseman was touching the bag by the time he caught it. So the runner's out of second. The call at first, the runner is safe at first, so that's a 6-4 fielder's choice. So that means that Tampa Bay retains their challenge, and Ben Williamson, who had an RBI single against Brandon Williamson, is going to face him once again. So it's a 6-4 fielder's choice. McLean made a bad mistake there at second base. And it was a little mistake. 1 out in the bottom of the third, and the pitch is up high for a ball. Do you bet on baseball? I do not. I do not bet on baseball. I used to bet a little bit on baseball. But ever since I've been streaming, no. 1 ball, no strikes. The 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. That's a lie. Ever since I've been streaming baseball, I do not bet. When I was doing Phillies games, I wasn't doing it, but I was doing it maybe on some other MLB games. But now that I'm doing Major League games on here, no. LP, what's going on, LP? How you doing? 1-1, foul ball. What's up, Justin? The all-time best fanatics. The all-time best mascots. Philly Fanatic, Chicken, and Gritty. Swoop gets honorable mention. 1-2, grounded over to shortstop. The throw to second, there's one. The throw over to first, and that's in time. That is a 6-4-3 double play. And the inning is done. Okay, so Junior Caminero goes yard, and we are going to go to the top of the fourth inning. It is a 4-0 Tampa Bay lead. Glad to see you back in the saddle. Yep, yes, sir. I'm happy to see you guys. Always well, says LP. I'm happy to hear that, man. Really happy to hear that. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and turn on the notification bell icons too. That's a yes, but for legal purposes, no, says EMT. No, I honestly really haven't bet on baseball like ever since I've done more baseball games, which is this year. I haven't done it because, and to be honest with you, like the reason why I'm not even BSing, I'm not saying anything like that's just to sugarcoat anything. The reason why I don't do it, there's a couple reasons. Number one, I know that if I did it more, like I'd be doing more bets, and it would be really hard for me to control myself, and I don't want to put myself in that type of a position. But really, the number two is because if I'm calling a game and I'm betting on something, even if it's not the game that I'm calling, I'm going to get distracted because I'm going to be thinking about the bet that I made, and it's not going to be as authentic of a call. So that's like the number one reason why I really don't do it, because I feel like that's not fair to you guys, and I don't want to. When I'm on the mic, I want you guys to hear me at my best and not at my worst. You know, sometimes, okay, like I'm going to screw up, I'm going to make mistakes, but I know if I were to honestly bet on a game, it would distract me, especially as I'm calling a game. So it's hard to be profitable. Yeah, but I also feel like just from a performance perspective, like, you know, if I'm like taking the money line for the Cincinnati Reds, I wouldn't be calling it like this. I'd be really nervous and I'd be more biased. 0-1 pitch, line drive, base it out over to left field. That was from McLean, and so he gets on with a leadoff single here in the top of the fourth inning for Cincinnati. Okay. Junior Caminero, the ball just went under. Actually took a bounce over his glove. He thought that it was going to hit the ground, and it went over his glove, so they're going to just rule that as a base hit, even though Caminero should have had it. And Elly De La Cruz is up to bat. Elly comes up and he stares at strike one at 92 down the hatch. Rounded into a fielder's choice his first time up. Another one of those plays where you got to be quick when you judge it. Do you get the glove down all the way? You have to know it's going to be down all the way when it comes right over to you. The pitch. This is going to be popped up over towards the third base side, but not for too long. Caminero tries to slide, and it's out of reach for him. It was hit into foul territory, but he wouldn't have been able to get there. No balls, 2 strikes. Third base line is wide open. No balls, 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch on the way. Strike 3 called at the knees. Elly is down looking on strikes. And that is a huge strikeout. I am shocked that he watched that pitch go on by. Ended up being a little bit higher than the knees, but even still. That is the second strikeout on the day for Martinez. EMT is here. What's up, EMT? I know you were on here before, but I don't think I said hi to you. I was just talking to you, but I don't think I said hi. Sal Stewart is up, and he stares at strike 1. There's the 0-1 pitch. There's a fly ball hit out over towards right field. That's carrying, and that's going back over towards the track, but it's going to be caught right at the wall for out number 2. The throw back over to first, that is not in time. I am shocked with how much that thing carried. And really good job by Valade to track that down towards the right field line at the wall. He got the glove extension out and was able to make the catch. Really good defense tonight, or this afternoon, I should say, from the Tampa Bay Rays. We saw Johnny DeLuca make a really good catch, even though we also just saw a mistake by Caminero, but the outfield defense has been sensational. Here's Gino, who takes ball 1. Who do you think will hit a homer in these upcoming games? I honestly don't know. I really don't know. I can't give you an answer on that. 1-0 pitch. This popped up over towards the right side, and Williamson gets under it, makes the catch. And there is out number 3. So we're going to go to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's 4-0 Rays this time around. I don't know why there's a little glitch on the 3D side of things, but there it is. If this is your first time being on here, is this your first time seeing the 3D model? If so, let me show you some really cool things about this. So this is the action. This is fan control right here. So we can look at it this way. See, the catcher comes out of the ground and goes back in the ground, and the other catcher's going out there underground. I really wish I could go to the outfield. Let me zoom on in. Let's see if this works. I could zoom in, right? That's me zooming on in on the pitcher. There's 2 Martinezes. One of them is the second baseman. The other one's the pitcher, but still. It's weird. One of my favorite things is when they hold the invisible bat. That's like such a cool thing. Oh, man. This is the pitcher view. You'll see a better view of it in just a second. But yeah, this thing is awesome. I would just like to figure out how I can zoom on in to the outfield. See, this is the stands right here. They're just balls. They're just balls. Everybody wave hello to the balls. But it's really amazing, like, how incredible the graphics are for this thing. You know? Here we go. Here's the first pitch. Simpson shows bunt, and that's a foul ball. He did that the last time up. Here's the next pitch on the way. Ground ball, base it up the middle. Simpson's going to get on with a single. Thought about going the second, but decided to put the pump brakes on. And so there's a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 4th for Chandler Simpson. He's over at first base again for the Tampa Bay Rays. And Nick Fortes is going to come on up. Everyone wave hello to the balls. They aren't baseballs. Charge! The pitch on the way to Fortes. Fly ball, hooking well foul, and out of play. Let me try to pause this for just a second. Chandler Simpson is second in the American League in hits this year. Yandy Diaz is third. That was another reason why I put him in, or I made the argument that he is one of the best leadoff hitters in the game. I said that he was the best, but yeah. The pitch is grounded over to shortstop. De La Cruz has it, flips it to second for one. The throw over to first is in plenty of time. And that is the second time today that a Rays player has grounded into a double play. That's what Brandon Williamson does when he's on. 2 outs, bottom of the fourth. The ball is 1 strike, and that's to Taylor Walls. The pitch, swing and a miss. 0-2 is the count, bottom of the fourth, 2 away. Williamson versus Walls. The pitch, up high for a ball. 5 hits for Tampa Bay, 4 runs manufactured as well. They got 3 in the bottom of the second, and they got a solo homer from Caminero in the bottom of the third. 1-2 pitch. There's a fly ball hit out over towards left center field. This is going to be caught, though, to end the inning by the center fielder, Fradel. And we played 4 frames and go to the 5th inning. 4-0 Rays against the Reds. Oh, boy. We just got breaking news, chat. Oh, boy. We got breaking news. Well, it's official, Phillies fans. JT Realmuto is on the IL. JT Realmuto is on the injured list, and that was from MLB Trade Rumors. Garrett Stubbs is back with the Phillies, according to Matt Gelb now. I just saw this post. JT Realmuto is on the injured list. So Stubbs is back with the team. JT is on the IL. We just found out the news right now. This is not a joke. I don't lie about these things. JT is on the IL. They're calling it a lower back injury. So the Phillies are without their catcher. Gosh. Don't know how long he's going to be out for, but he is dealing with a lower back injury, JT Realmuto, and he just got sent to the IL. This was just reported 1 minute ago from Matt Gelb. And Garrett Stubbs is back. The misery continues. Great. If I wasn't live, I'd be making a YouTube short about this right now. But you heard it here. JT is on the IL. Top of the 5th. And here's the pitch. That is taken at 91 miles per hour. It's a little bit high. That sucks for the Phillies, man. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch to low, and that's going to be in the strike zone for a called strike. Yep. Stubbs, by the way, they say was hitting .289 with a 1.045 OPS and 30 of at bats with Lehigh Valley. Rays are going to challenge this call, and it's going to be a 1-2 count instead. The call is going to be overturned. So, yes, in case you're just tuning on in, and if you follow the Phillies like me, JT Realmuto is on the IL right now with a lower back injury. Don't know how long he's going to be out. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And by the way, I believe that this is also Garrett Stubbs' last club option. So what happens when JT comes back? They got to let him go. I'm pretty sure. 1 ball, 2 strikes. They can't just DFA him. 1-2 pitch. Here it is. Ground ball back up the middle and through the hole for a base hit. And so, for the second inning in a row, the Reds get the leadoff man aboard in the top of the 5th inning. That's Nathaniel Lowe who gets on. Spencer Steer is up to bat now. The pitch on the way, swing and a miss. I thought they did the release resign loop hole to have him back with options. Is that true? Don't quote me on what I just said. You might actually be right. But for sure, JT is on the IL. That is a fact. The 0-1, and that's taken down for a ball. Because I thought that when they called Garrett Stubbs up in spring training, they wanted him to play over at third base too. They had him practice playing over at third. And I was thinking that part of the reason why was because of that. But you might be right. The pitch, line drive, base it out over to right center field. Heading on over to third base is low. The throw to second is not in time. And Steer gets on with a double. And Will Benson is going to come on up to the plate for Cincinnati. Martinez threw it right down the pike. And Steer just turned on a fastball and got it into the outfield. Charge! He was sprinting out of the batter's box and was thinking 2 all the way. He's like, yep, I'm going to chance it here. And so we got 2 base runners on with nobody out in the top of the 5th inning. We got ourselves a game now. Let me double check about the Garrett Stubbs club options. Now I'm going to see that the vibes are going to be up now because Garrett Stubbs is back. Here's Will Benson, and the first pitch is taken down for a ball. Yeah, let me know if you find anything about the club options because it's so hard to find. But I remember last year that he had 1 left. But you might be right. 1-0 pitch, and that misses inside for ball 2. Reds offense this year is 21st in runs scored. They're last in batting average. They're 29th with runners in scoring position as well, by the way. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and that's a sinker that's in the strike zone down the middle for strike 1. Benson made a bad play out in right field. It was a bad throw. The ball was hit out to shallow right field, and it ended up turning into a sac fly. 2-1 pitch. That's low for ball 3. They're not even going to talk to Martinez. Shantae, what's up, Shantae? How you doing? 3 balls, 1 strike, top of the 5th inning. Nobody out. 2 runners on. In scoring position. And the 3-1 delivery. That misses inside, and the tying run's going to come on up to the plate. And there's still nobody out. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout taken on the mound here. P.J. Higgins will be the next batter. But the pitching coach is going to go out there to have a conference with the infielders. And also Fortes and Martinez. The Rays were able to get 3 runs in the bottom of the second. They sent 8 men up to the plate, and they got an RBI single from Ben Williamson, a sac fly from Chandler Simpson, an RBI single from Yandy Diaz. And then in the bottom of the third, Junior Caminero sent one out to right center field to launch his 6th homer of the season, and that made it 4-0. In the top of the 5th, that's where we are right now. Bases are loaded for Cincinnati. P.J. Higgins is the tying run, and a grand slam makes it a brand new ball game. Lowe's at third, Steers at second, and at first it's Benson. The pitch on the way, strike 1. Got the outside corner. Reds are going to challenge this. That was a strike. And so Cincinnati down to 1 ABS challenge. And hit the zone. No balls, 1 strike, top of the 5th. Martinez in the jam, 55 pitches for him. And the 0-1 pitch on the way, downstairs for a ball. .25 DFA'd, cleared waivers, sent right to AAA on 3.28. Okay, thank you. Thanks for double checking that for me. I really appreciate that. 1-1 pitch. There's a fly ball hit out over towards right field. And on the run to make the grab is the right fielder. However, a run will score. It's Nathaniel Lowe, and the Reds are on the board. It's a 4-1 ball game. Steer also tagged up from second. He went over to third. That's big as well, because another sac fly could cut the deficit in half. But P.J. Higgins with a very productive at-bat. Fillade actually made a really good catch out in right field, too. Had to go towards his left side and catch it right towards the line. So there's 1 out. TJ Fradel is up. And here's the stretch and the pitch from Martinez. Strike 1. You're the best, Elly. Thank you so much. I needed that. It's so hard to find, like, the club option stats, you know? That's, like, one of those, like, digging in the weeds types of things. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and that's outside for a ball. Motivational Brain Food. That's a great name, by the way. I love that. Shout out to you. If you are new to my channel, folks, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. We go on for Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles games, and we do Major League Baseball as well. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the 1-1. Swing on a foul ball. That pitch was outside, but Fradel tried to protect. 11 pitches in the first by Martinez, 13 in the second, 7 in the third, 9 in the fourth, and so far 20 in the fifth. And if you do the math, that's 60 pitches. Did I do it in my head? I had a graphic in front of me, so it doesn't count. 1-2 pitch, grounded over to the first baseman. The throw to home plate is in. Plenty of time. He got him out. Steer was thinking just go home all the way, and he was a dead fish. Aranda made an excellent throw. Bad base running, but there's 2 away in the top of the 5th inning. And the Reds shoot themselves in the foot on that play, but Aranda, great heads-up play by him. Beautiful throw. Fortes caught it and then just had to reach over and tag the runner out on the dive to home plate. If you're going to go, it has to be on hard contact. 2 outs, top of the 5th. And here's McLean. The pitch, line drive, hit out over to right field. That'll be caught, and the inning is over. So, just 1 run on a sacrifice fly to make it a 4-1 game, and we head to the bottom of the 5th. That was a golden opportunity for Cincinnati to try to put some more runs on the board, and they were not able to do so. So, a 3-2 fielder's choice for Fradel And then McLean lines out to right, and that's all she wrote for the inning. It's a 4-1 game. So now I can see us Phillies fans, like, if that was Bryce Harper that was going home, we're criticizing Dusty Wathan. We're saying Bryce Harper stinks. And again, I'm not like criticizing our team. I'm not criticizing our fan base, but I'm like putting this in perspective to A, just laugh, but B, to just say to myself, other teams are making these mistakes too. Jack Fritz, after finding out about JT, this is the worst season of all time. Damn. The vibes are coming back, though, with Garrett Stubbs. I can already see people saying that. I didn't know this, but this was actually posted by Jeff Kerr. The Phillies just can't DFA Alec Bohm. He has to agree to a minor league assignment since he has 5 years of service time in the majors. Somebody also replied to the post and said, I believe if he declines the assignment, then they can release him. At this point, this isn't going to work. I actually didn't even know that. The pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike, by the way. Sorry that we missed that. It just came back from the break. Yandy Diaz in the box. The pitch. And that is down for ball 2. Stubbs is a vibe. He's always been a fun guy. He's a good guy, man. I've always said that if I wanted to have somebody on my podcast, I would love to get Garrett Stubbs on at some point. I feel like he'd have such great stories. The 2-1, and that's inside for ball 3. You stream the best play-by-play streams I've seen for baseball this season. Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate you. 3-1 pitch on the way. Ground ball over towards the right side, past the first baseman. Second baseman backs it up, throws it over to first, and it's not in time. The pitcher had to go cover the bag, and the catcher had to go back for the ball to back up the pitcher over at first base. And Yandy Diaz is down. Diaz is down after he was going over to first base, running over to first. He sort of collided with the pitcher there, and Diaz is down over at first. Actually, what ended up happening was he slipped back on the base. I thought maybe there was a collision over at first. No. What really happened was that as soon as the ball was thrown back over to Williamson, the catcher went to go back up the throw. Diaz went back over to first, and then he slipped over on the bag. He says that he's okay. The trainer did go out there. He's standing up right now. We see it. And he is over at the bag. Always said, man, that those bases over at first, there can be some dangerous plays over on those bases. The pitch, and that's a foul ball, hit right back towards the screen. Just a bizarre sequence of events. Ball went by the first baseman. The second baseman backed up the ground ball, and then the pitcher, because the first baseman was off the bag, had to go cover first base. And the catcher had to go run right behind him just in case the ball got by the pitcher, Williamson, and it did. And Diaz went back over to first and he slipped. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's to Jonathan Aranda. And the pitch. That's going to be outside and low for ball 2. Thank goodness he's okay, because that didn't look good. 2 balls, 1 strike. And the 2-1 offering. It's in there for strike 2. I really appreciate that, Rat Salad. And again, folks, if you are new to my channel, please hit the thumbs up button and please subscribe to the channel. It is free. We're on our way to 10,000 subscribers. We're doing a doubleheader every single day this week, except Monday. because we were on vacay. 2-2. And that's down in the way for ball 3. So it is 3 balls and 2 strikes. Junior Caminero is in the on-deck circle. Is that because he's still arbitration? Would that be the same thing for Stott? I don't know. 3-2 pitch. That misses inside for ball 4. It has not been a good past couple of innings for Brandon Williamson. And again, there's nobody out. And Terry Francona, I can't tell if anybody's warming up in the pen or not. But Junior Caminero is up, and this is a dangerous spot here if you're Williamson. Junior launched his 6th homer of the season back in the 3rd. He is now 4 for 10 in this series so far. Here's the first pitch on the way, foul ball. And the count is 0-1. So Diaz is at second. Aranda, who struck out his first 2 times, is over at first base. He got on via walk. The foul ball did hit the home plate umpire, Ryan Blackney, in the mask. The ball is 1 strike, and the pitch way up high and inside for a ball. Don't want to take that guy out. The 1-1 delivery. And that's downstairs for ball 2. Two balls, 1 strike. There is action going on in the Reds bullpen. The 2-1 pitch, that misses way up high for ball 3. Williamson does have 84 pitches. Nobody out. Couldn't tell who was warming up in the Reds bullpen. 3 balls, 1 strike. The 3-1 pitch on the way. Broken bat, foul ball. The ball went towards the right side. Half the bat went over to the left side. It actually took a very weird crack. It hit the upper inner third of the barrel. And Caminero gets a new bat. I've always wondered, when somebody breaks a bat, do they put it back together, or is it just trash? Like look at that dent in that bat. That was actually really cool. Let me see if I can take a picture of that. I can't, because I can't post pictures on here. 3-2 pitch on the way. There's a fly ball hit out over towards the shallow left field line. Elly De La Cruz is there. He'll make the catch, and there's the first out. All right, turn it around. I want to see the other side of where it's actually broken. It's a little bit broken there, but the other side is where it did break. 2 runners on, 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. And here comes Valade. First pitch, here it is. Line drive hit out over to right center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. The Rays are going to get another run. Diaz will come around and score. 5-1, Tampa Bay. Ryan Valade, have yourself a day. That pitch was outside, and he stuck with it and just followed through on the swing, chirped it out over the right field. Diaz scores. Yet they're still not taking them out. What is Terry Francona doing? It's a pretty good crowd, honestly, over here out at Tropicana for what it is for a day game. Johnny DeLuca, who grounded into a 6-4 fielder's choice his last time up, is going to head on up to the plate right now. We have a timeout taken on the mound here. And actually, it's a pitching change. They didn't even say that it was a pitching change. But Phillips is going to enter on in. So, Brandon Williamson still responsible for the runners over at first and second. And there is a pitching change. It's another great thing that we have the 3D for this, because sometimes they follow, or they don't do a good job with covering certain things on the broadcast. Not trying to throw shots at anybody, but sometimes you just can't cover every single part of the field, and there's so much, like the producers are speaking in their ears, and it's not easy. After this inning is done, by the way, we are going to go say hi to our friend Dr. DeLay. We will go raid Dr. DeLay and go say hi to our friend. I will post his link down below. Bottom of the fifth, 1 away. And here's the pitch. There's a grounder hit over to shortstop. Elly throws it to second for 1. Here's the throw to first. That is in time. So Phillips throws 1 pitch and gets himself a double play. With that, let's go say hi to Dr. DeLay. We're going to post his link right now. And I will see you all over there. Don't go anywhere, or actually go over there and then come right on back. See you soon. Here we go. All right, 1 ball, no strikes as we start off the top of the 6th. The pitch, here it is. It's in there for a called strike. That's a cutter. We're in the top of the 6th. Elly rounded into a fielder's choice, and he also struck out. In this series so far, he's 4 for 12. He had 2 homers in last night's game. Did a lot of damage for the Cincinnati Reds. Martinez is pitching. 64 pitches for him. There's the 1-1. Big swing and a miss. There's a changeup. Whoever just subscribed, I will shout you out down below. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Welcome aboard to the JJ Freak community. With a capital P and a capital H. 1-2 pitch, here it comes. Strike 3 called. Elly De La Cruz is down looking for the second time today. He's just not seeing the ball well today for whatever reason against Martinez. Give Martinez a lot of credit, though. He's been really strong. 5 1/3, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. The pitch. That's in there for a strike. Ranger versus Fried tonight at 6:30. Ooh. A former Philly going up against a former Brave? Now on the Red Sox and the Yankees? I love that storyline. That's beautiful. 0-1 pitch, line drive, base hit out to left field, and there's a 1-out single here in the top of the 6th inning. I didn't even think about that, Haley. That is so cool. And Sal Stewart is going to get on another broken bat. How many broken bats have we had in this game? That has to have been the 3rd one over the last 2 innings of work. Wonder what the record for most broken bats in a game is. That's a beautiful storyline. It's good. The Marlins just won, and they beat the St. Louis Cardinals. They took the series at home, and they will play the Giants. We'll be covering them on Friday. Red should have kept Martinez. Yeah, for sure. The pitch. That's down for a ball. Yordan Alvarez is 3 for 3 this afternoon, batting now .351. And he leads the majors with 11 homers and 26 RBI as well. 1 ball, 1 strike to Eugenio Suarez. The toss back over to first, and that is not in time to get Sal Stewart. Cincinnati has left a lot of base runners on, what feels like in this game. Statistically, though, they've left 4 men on base, and they're 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position. I guess really a lot was just the last inning. Next pitch to Suarez. It's in there for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Gino. The 1-2 on the way. Another strike 3 called. And there's 2 away in the top of the 6th inning. He is dealing. I mean, he is locating his pitches very well. He is on the money. 3 of the 4 strikeouts that he has had today have been on caught looking. Pitch to low. Fly ball hit out over towards center field. DeLuca tracks it down, makes the catch. And we are going to go to the bottom of the 6th. So, another 2 strikeouts in the inning for Nick Martinez. He has 4 on the day. We go to the bottom of the 6th. All 4 of his strikeouts, he has struck out Elly De La Cruz twice and Sal Stewart twice as well. And those have been all of his strikeouts today. Wait a sec, I'm confused. He didn't strike out Sal Stewart twice. He struck out Sal Stewart once, and then Stewart got on with a single. And I didn't keep track of this because I didn't write down that he singled. Gino just struck out looking. So yeah, he struck out Elly twice, Sal once, Gino once, and then got Nathaniel Lowe to fly out to center. Oh, man. Okay. What do you think we would have done with Painter had we re-signed Ranger? Trade for a right-handed bat or keep him on the minor leagues in case of injury? It's a great question. What do I think that they would have done if they kept Ranger? Well, they weren't going to keep Ranger anyways. He was the odd man out. I don't think that they wanted to keep him after the season was done. But if they did decide to keep Ranger, I think that they would have kept Painter too. The reason why is because they would have been looking ahead to Zach Wheeler's retirement. I don't think that they would have traded for a bat. Bo Bichette, that whole thing, they obviously were not going to bring back JT. I mean, he even admitted it during this press conference. I don't think that they would have traded Painter, period. That's just my thought, though, but I could be wrong. I would have traded Painter. I would have kept Ranger. I would have kept JT, and I would have let Kyle Schwarber go. That's what I would have done. Am I happy that Schwarber is here? I mean, I love Kyle Schwarber. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch is in there for a strike. No, that's a good question. It's a good question. I like these types of questions. It makes me think, and it makes everybody else in chat think, too. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that's going to be in there for a called strike, too. By the way, the guy that's pitching right now, it's Connor Phillips. You got Elly De La Cruz, or excuse me, not Elly De La Cruz. You got Johnny DeLuca to ground into a double play to end the 5th inning. There's the pitch. There's strike 3, and there's one gone in the bottom of the 6th inning. Added into a double play. But, yeah, just to answer your question, I feel like that they probably would have kept on to Painter. That's what I think they would have done. I don't think that they would have traded him. No. But what do you think? Do you think that they would have traded him for a bat? You know what? I take that back. I take back what I said. The 0-1, and that's a foul ball. If Rangers stayed, because I remember that the Phillies were heavily interested in going after Ketel Marte, and Marte had a no-trade clause, but 3 teams that were dismissed from that no-trade clause, one of them was the Phillies, the other one was the Blue Jays. I think if they would have kept Ranger, I feel like Andrew Painter would have been thrown in the deal to get Ketel Marte. Because they had their eyes on him. So I changed my mind. Now, would Arizona have done the trade for Painter? Probably not. Probably not. And somebody else would have had to go too, because Ketel Marte is on a max deal. So you would have had to max the contract, and Bohm would have been traded. I think maybe they would have offered Casty, but yet again, who would have taken that contract? I don't know. But I think that they would have been willing to trade him for that. Two-two pitch, and that's a foul ball. That's a good point. I like that thought. Marte would have been just what we needed. Yeah, they were getting so into the whole Ketel Marte rumors. I remember that. Matt Gell was tweeting about it all the time. So the fact that I think about it more, I think that he would have been offered. I don't think that Arizona would have taken the deal, though. What would the deal have been? Well, they wouldn't have given up Trey Turner. They wouldn't have given up Harper. Here's something interesting, though. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 6th. 1 out. The pitch. And that's a fly ball hit out over to left field. That's going to be caught for out number 2. You know, I'm going to save that question for tonight. Haley, you just gave me an idea. I'm going to save this question for tonight, because this is a great question to ask the freaks. Maybe Stott. Yeah, that's true. I'm going to ask that question tonight. The ball is 1 strike. And here's the pitch. That's taken for a ball. I'm going to shout you out, too, for making me think about this question. 1-1 pitch. There's a fly ball hit out over to left center field. And on the run to make the diving catch is Friedl. He laid out there and just extended his body in the alleyway. We've seen some great defensive plays in the outfield from both of these teams. That play was fantastic. TJ Friedl just able to take away a base hit to end the inning. And we go to the 7th inning, 5-1, Tampa Bay. I will give you a shout out for this question. Shouts. Oh, that cover doesn't work now. This cover doesn't work now. Oh, yes, it does. Shout out Haley. I will do that. Okay. Time is at 2:49 p.m. Eastern Time. Much appreciated, buddy. Anything to keep baseball convos going. I love it. At the end of the day, right, like, this is a conversation. And I was just thinking about this yesterday. I love the radio. I will always be a huge fan of radio. I will always be a fan of TV. There's different nuances. There's different things, different tricks that go on with each medium. But what's so cool about this platform right here and the way that we run things is that when it comes to streaming, we don't have ad breaks. We don't. I mean, like, yeah, some of us like have like some sponsors that are on here and we do that. But there's not a lot. There really isn't a lot. And so as more people try to get into the streaming space for broadcasting, what they don't realize is that it's not radio in the sense where you can just play, you can just take breaks like all the time and just like catch your breath and just do all that. Like you have an audience here and you gotta talk to them. And that's like super important. And I feel like that's something that I really try to embrace on here. Here's the pitch. There's a high fly ball hit out over to left field. Simpson goes to the wall and makes the catch again. What is going on in this outfield today? There has just been some incredible catches on both sides. And Simpson makes another pretty good catch out in left field. I don't know if that was the best one of the day, but that was a pretty good one too. And Will Benson is up. So the guy that just flied out over to left field was Spencer Steer. Gets robbed on what would have been his second hit of the game. Martinez was just 75 pitches. If he keeps this going, he could go the distance. He really could. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, top of the 7th, and the pitch. And that's inside for a ball. You do a great job keeping up with Chad and engaging with us. I try. I'm not perfect. No one is, but I really appreciate that because sometimes I even second guess myself and I ask, am I talking to Chad enough? Am I looking at Chad enough? Am I paying attention to that? Because that's important to me too. The 2-1 pitch, another fly ball hit out over to left field, running in, making the sliding catch is Simpson. My gosh, another base hit robbed by Simpson, and he just continues to flash the glove out in left field. He was playing deep before and had a pretty long ways to make the catch that he made previously. This time, he had to come in a little bit more. 2 outs in the top of the 7th. No balls, 1 strike. P.J. Higgins is in the box, and the 0-1 is down for a ball. Just imagine somebody, if they took a lot of runs in this game, would not be happy. It's just the funniest thing ever. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch. It's in there for strike 2. But yeah, I really like this whole sense of community, right? Like that's the one thing that I really enjoy. The 1-2, and that's down in the dirt for a ball too. I don't know if you guys realize this though, but coming up with new convos is like really hard for me sometimes. Sometimes I feel like I have to reach for things, but what's so nice is that I have Twitter that can help me, come up with like good info, and then I have you guys, and we're able to bounce ideas off of each other that way. And then with the segments of like on this day in baseball history, on this day in Phillies history and trivia, like there's ideas that way as well. But sometimes I don't like it when the convo goes stale. That just really bothers me. And I always put that on me. The 3-2 pitch on the way, swing and a miss, and the inning is over. Chandler Simpson able to make some good defensive plays to help out his pitcher, and we are going to go to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's a 5-1 ball game. Higgins strikes out. But yeah. That's the one thing about these people, though, that are coming on into the broadcasting business on YouTube, is that they think that they can just play breaks. No, you can't do that. You're going to lose your audience, because the thing about this platform that makes it so special is the conversations that you have, especially in baseball, in between the innings. People need to be engaged. And they care about watch hours. They care about, like, how long are you keeping your audience in there for? And if you're just starting from the ground up, you really have to keep the conversation going, and you have to be able to pivot as well. I'm not much of a yapper, but I'm trying to be a little bit more. I'm really trying to come out of my shell more from doing this. Some days are not easy. Some days are very easy, but at the end of the day, I've said it plenty of times, I am so lucky. When I was talking about this, like, to my cousins, when they were asking me, how have you been? Like, what have you been up to? And I told them about this, I always made sure that I said that I am the luckiest person alive being able to do this, because I hear other people working out in corporate America, or, just working the 9-to-5s. Sometimes I wonder, should I go back to doing that at times? But I knew that heading on into this year, like, this was the year where I really had to risk a lot of things, and I just had to put it all to the side, and I said, you know what? We're swinging for the fences here. We might hit a grand slam. We might strike out at times. But we're going down swinging. And at the end of the day, we're making a community out of this, and we're all going down together. We're all in this together. Going down together, that sounds bad. All right, we start off the bottom of the 7th as we get back into our program here. And the pitch is lined out over to left field, and that'll get down for a base hit. So Phillips allows a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 7th. And Williamson, Ben Williamson that is, or Taylor Walls that is, gets on. And Yandy Diaz is going to come on up to the plate. Diaz stares at strike one. That's a sweeper. Last night, Jason Kelce came over to Rowan. 0-1 pitch. That's taken low for a ball. It's funny. It's like the fastest growing. It's the fastest growing major at the school. I was so lucky that I was there at the very beginning of it. When they said that we're introducing this as a major, I said, screw graduating in 2020. I'm staying the extra 2 years. One ball, 2 strikes. And if you're really into broadcasting, I mean, it's just phenomenal. 1-2 pitch on the way. That's a foul ball. You're one of the only people I've seen interacting and doing play-by-play. Most streams I found are just the animated graphics, score, and stats coupled with the radio broadcast. Yeah, that's not how the platform should be, right? 1-2 pitch, here it comes, and there's a line drive hit out to center field. That'll get down for a base hit. Yandy Diaz has 3 hits. Here's the throw to third. It's cut off by Diaz, or De La Cruz, that is. And so Diaz does get on with a single. He has a hat trick of base hits today. Again, opposite way, staying with the outside pitches. I'm telling you, I mean, he is just one of the best leadoff hitters in all of baseball. It is unbelievable how much contact this guy is just able to make. I wonder, honestly, if the Rays are going to consider maybe trading him at the deadline, because other teams could use his bat. Here's the pitch to Aranda, and that's a foul ball. We all know one another. It does feel like just hanging out with friends in the chat. It's so beautiful, man. Yandy Diaz has 914 hits. That's the 4th most hits in Rays history. Evan Longoria is 2nd, Ben Zobrist is 3rd, and Carl Crawford is 1st. There's the 0-1, and that misses inside for a ball. But that's what the platform should be, right? Like, it's all about getting to know people and hanging out with friends. 1-1, that is gonna... Did that hit Aranda? No, it was inside. Oh, yep, it did. It hit him. And that's going to load the bases. It didn't look like it hit him at first with the way that his body language was showing. But he is on base, and now the bases are loaded. Got him on the back knee. It did. Couldn't really tell at first. You didn't see him say ow or squint or nothing. So bases are loaded with nobody out. Here's Junior Caminero up with the bases loaded. Oh, boy. Time to lock in. First pitch to Caminero. Down for a ball. I'll tell you when we go to the break. I promise. Walls at 3rd. Diaz at 2nd. Aranda at 1st. Nobody out. And the 1-0 to Caminero. Strike 1 at the knees. But yeah, as we get bigger, it's going to be really tough for me to keep up with the chat. Especially when we're doing Phillies games. The 1-1, swing on a foul ball. But that's another reason why I love doing these types of games too, because they're more quieter. They're, I'm the type of person that likes to get to know people. And I love the crowds. Don't get me wrong. The crowds are awesome. But I love the personal conversations. And I always tell people that if you want to have more of these types of combos eventually, you just come on for these types of games. The pitch, high bouncer, hit over to shortstop. De La Cruz won't get the out at 2nd. He'll get the out, though, at 1st. It is a 6-1 game on the RBI ground out as Taylor Wall scores, and Diaz gets his 2nd RBI of the game. That's the first out of the inning. There are runners over at 2nd and 3rd. It was a high bouncer hit right on over to Elly. It took a high bounce, and he had to wait for it to come down. So he wouldn't have had a play over at 2nd. And that's going to do it. Santillan is going to come on in the pitch. And Connor Phillips gets the wave goodbye from Terry Francona. Oh, man. All right, so it is a 6-1 ball game. What got me into broadcasting? Really good question, man. What really got me into broadcasting, I was the type of guy that was, like I helped out with special needs athletes, and I didn't play sports at a high level, but I liked that. I liked performing. I did theater when I was really young. I started when I was in 5th grade, and then I did theater all the way until high school, my junior year. And I didn't want to be in theater. I didn't want to be in film. I knew that I wanted to be in either film or broadcasting. And that's why I chose Rowan. That's why I went to school there, because they had a nice studio that they just built at the time in 2016. And I figured that, okay, like they have a really good film program. They have a really good TV program. And for broadcasting, like that's where I want to be. It's in the state. It's not that far from my house. I had a brother named Mitchell who had really severe special needs. So if I needed to come home, it was an easy commute. And also I had learning disabilities too that were in the classroom, and the resources there, their academic success center was really awesome. So Rowan was a win-win for me. But I got really into broadcasting because I loved baseball. I grew up watching baseball, and I liked helping out with other athletes, and I also liked performing in front of people. So that's really sort of like what got me into doing broadcasting, and I also just loved listening to Harry Kalas. I would actually play 2K, MLB 2K, and I would turn down the cast. I actually do have a couple of recordings. I don't know if I still have them with me on my old phone. If I ever find them, I will play them sometime. But, you know, that's what really got me into it. I took a lot of mental notes on Harry, and I took a lot of notes on Bob Costas and Vince Scully. I just loved listening to the game. The ball is one strike. Palacios is up. He's pinch hitting against Santillan. And the pitch is fouled back. But I also really like Doris Burke. I like Beth Mowens. You know? I do. I really like them. They're all people that I look up to. The ball is two strikes. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Bouncing ball hit over towards the pitcher, and getting caught into a rundown is going to be Diaz as he's in between third and home, and he gets tagged out by the catcher. So that goes down as a 1-2 fielder's choice, and runners are at the corners with two away. That's the second mistake today that we've seen on the bases at third base. One from each team. Aranda is now at third. And DeLuca is going to come on up. There's a slurve that's thrown, and that's taken for a ball. And that's totally understandable. It's hard to have one-on-ones. I get a little overwhelmed with bigger crowds talking online, so I prefer the intimate games like this to chat. That's totally fine. 1-0, and that's taken down for ball two. See, in person, I like being in crowds, but I'm not like as big of a talker in big crowds unless I know the people. But I like being surrounded by people. I obviously have to have my one-on-one time. But I'm a Leo. The pitch, it's grounded over to first. First baseman picks it up and takes it right to the bag for out number 3. We are going to go to the top of the 8th inning. It is a 6-1 ball game. Reds are down by 5. But the one thing that I love doing, and this might sound weird, this has sort of become my new Netflix, but I do like watching other streamers just because A, I think that they're entertaining, but also B, some of them, just the way that they yap, the way that they talk, the language. I like learning about how to get chat more involved, like what types of ideas they come up with on how to expand their content, what they do in real life. I'm not much of a gamer, but I just see the chats going by when I see certain people online gaming. And I'm really into just how they handle that. All the drama, all the adversity that goes on in the space. I take notes on these things. I really study it. And sometimes I think that that's a little bit to a fault. So I'm not just looking like in the sports world. I'm looking at the top streamers. I'm looking at the Maya Higas of the world, like the Cutie Cinderellas, the Sinnas, the Saikunos, and like all the other Asmongold and all these people. And I'm not even like the biggest fan of like all their content, but I do take notes. Like I do learn from them, and I try to keep up with what's going on in the space, because that to me is also important too. Thought of the painter question while you were on vacation, but wanted to wait until it wasn't so busy for you to, or on you to ask. Ask me any question anytime. Fire away questions. That's a good question. I understand why you did that though, but you can ask me a question at any time. But I understand why you did that, because then it's the forefront. It's at the forefront of my head. I get why you did that. All right, how do we get here, JJ? We go to the top of the 8th inning, and Friedel is up. It's 1 ball, 1 strike to him. Martinez is still pitching, 86 pitches. He threw a lot of pitches in the last inning, so I thought maybe he had a chance to go the distance, but we'll see what he does here. The 1-1 pitch looked like a strike. They tapped the catcher taps the mask, and I assume that will be called a strike. Pitch track said that it was. What does ABS say? That is a strike. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to TJ Friedel. Good pitch. One ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 on the way. This is popped up a mile high. Hit over towards shallow left field. And Simpson's there. Waits for it. Makes the grab. 1 gone. Reds down by 5. They're down to their final 5. Outs, that is. I grew up listening to Marty Brenneman and Joe Nuxall. Those voices really stuck with you through time. Especially listening to all those dominant Reds teams. I'm sure it did. Back in the 70s, gosh. The pitch. It's in there for a strike. They stick with you. They call baseball play-by-play the soundtrack of summer. That's the nickname of it. The nickname of broadcasting it. 0-1, strike 2. Here's the 0-2. That's a pie for a ball. I need Elly for 1 base. Think he'll hit. Need Elly for 1 more base or just for 1 base? Oh, yeah, that's right. A fielder's choice doesn't count as a base. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As we are in the top of the 8th inning. Oh, he's up next. And by next, I mean right now, as the 1-2 is swung on and missed. And there's out number 2. Okay. Well, good luck to you, my friend. Elly De La Cruz is going to come on up to the plate. So 2 away. Pitch, here it comes. Swing and a miss to Elly De La Cruz. D is here. What's up, D? How you doing? Folks, if you are new to my channel, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. We go on for Major League Baseball games. We do the Phillies primarily, but we do other Major League Baseball games as well. Here's the 0-1 to De La Cruz. This is popped up, and it's hit a mile high out over towards left center field. Getting under it is DeLuca. He waits for it and makes the grab. And there's out number 3. Elly De La Cruz. Most likely that's the end of the day for him. He's 0 for 4 in this game. And we are going to go to the bottom of the 8th inning. I missed out on those 70-team scissor hat salad. He was he was around though, right? Like how long Let's look. Let's look and see when Marty Brennaman was. When was his tenure? He's now 83 years old. Crazy. Yep, he called the games from 74 to 2019. And when was Tom? When did Tom take on over? By the way, Reds fans, I don't know if you know this, but speaking of Rowan, John Sadak, your play-by-play announcer, is a Rowan alum. That's where I went to school. He's like the most famous broadcaster that went to our school. When they actually started the Blue Rocks partnership, it wasn't even like fully a partnership back then, but he got the connection to Wilmington. I don't want to say that. He is the first guy from Rowan that had an internship with the Wilmington Blue Rocks in their sports media program. It wasn't even a sports media program at the time, but when he was in production at school, that's what he did, and that sort of allowed the Blue Rocks and Rowan to start off their relationship, which was really cool. But shout out to John Sadak. He's great. I should actually try to reach out to him and see if I can get him on sometime during the summer and try to do an interview with him. But I know that he gets busy with football, with Westwood One, and then he does basketball. Like, that guy is a busy man. He is a busy, busy man. But that's also the play-by-play business as well. One ball, no strikes. As we start off the bottom of the 8th inning. Here's the 1-0. That's to Williamson, and he fouls this one back over towards the screen. So Tom was the voice with the Reds from 2007 to 2020. And, of course, we all remember the hot mic incident. 2 balls, 1 strike. Five seconds left on the pitch clock. Here's the 2-1 offering. Fly ball hit out over to right field. Benson doesn't even have to move, and he makes the grab. Ball boy, how you doing? I bet he'd do an interview with you because of the connection. He might. He loves giving back to Rowan, for sure. But we'd have to work out a time to do it. The pitch, it's grounded back over towards the mound, and here's the throw on over to first base. That's in plenty of time for out number 2 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Honestly, maybe I could get him on during All-Star break. That might be a good time to do it, actually. Get John Sadak before All-Star break. The pitch. Foul ball. No balls, 1 strike. Bottom of the 8th. 2 gone. The 0-1 pitch. Fouled away. Oh, yes, the hot mic incident. Yeah. No balls, 2 strikes. Reds have their last chance once they come on up to bat for the 9th inning after this out's recorded. 0-2. It's down. Taken for ball 1. Don't forget, folks, tonight we have the Phillies taking on the Cubs. We'll be covering that game, and we'll also have the Flyers on in the background a little bit. We'll come on a little bit early just to watch a little bit of the Flyers game. And then we'll get into our Phillies coverage. The pitch, grounded over towards the second baseman. Here's the throw over to first. It's in time. And this will be the last chance Okay, it's a 6-1 game. Martinez is going to go back out there and try to get the complete game. Let's go. I didn't think he was going to come back out. Kevin Cash was like, go back out there, young fella. Let's go. Don't really get to see complete games much anymore. But he gives him the green light. Against his former ball club, too. Let's go. I did not think he was going to go back out there for the 9th inning. Just think, like, all the broadcasters, like, that were before us, like, they got to see a complete game, and this is, like, nothing to them. And now it's like, holy moly, he's going out there for the 9th inning. Let's go. Wow, Martinez flexing on his old squad. That's what I just said. Crazy. He's going out there for the 9th. By the way, other scores around Major League Baseball. The Blue Jays and the Angels are on their way. They're in the bottom of the first. The Marlins, they won this afternoon against the St. Louis Cardinals by a score of 4-1. Houston leads it 2-0. Alvarez homered, and they're shutting out the Cleveland Guardians so far. Orioles, they trail 3-2 against the Kansas City Royals. That game is in the top of the 5th. By the way, after this game is done, we will have a redirect over to BW. He's the bird watcher. He does Baltimore Orioles games. So if you want to go tune on into his channel, you can. He does things just like me. He does. He calls the game and does an awesome job. And once again, folks, if you are new to my channel, don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you all so much for being on here. Means the world to me. All right, here we go. Sal Stewart is going to lead it off against Nick Martinez. Right? Oh, Kelly is going to pitch. Kevin Kelly is going to pitch. Martinez, yeah, that was weird. I thought that it showed that he had the glove. Looked like he was ready to go out there, but it's Kevin Kelly that's out there instead. Weird. That's too bad. The ball is 2 strikes. That's crazy. Kevin Kelly is pitching. Why didn't they let Martinez go out there? Looked like he was getting the glove. 1-2 pitch, and that's going to be grounded over towards the third base side. It is a foul ball, though. He had 95 pitches. I'm shocked. They literally showed him getting the glove in the dugouts. And he got a little pat on the back, too, from Kevin Cash. I assumed that he was going to go out there, but I guess I was wrong. One ball, 2 strikes. Top of the 9th. Here's the 1-2 on the way, and that misses way outside for ball 2. I won't be on for the Phils. Watching Survivor tonight instead. Great call today. Thank you. Hope the Phillies do better tonight. Catch you later. You got to tune back on in for the P.O. Box opening. And for the announcement, too, we have a big announcement that we're going to announce tonight on the Phillies stream. I'll have to post it, too, on the community tab. You might have actually been here for the announcement on Monday, but there wasn't a lot of people tuning on in. The pitch is grounded over to third. The throw on over to first is in plenty of time. And there's out number 1. Shout out to you, Haley. Also, tell your husband I said hello to him, too. He is awesome. The ball is 1 strike. The 0-1 on the way. That's a foul ball. What I actually have to do is I got to make a timestamp for when we do the P.O. Box opening, or somebody to just send me the timestamp. I will write that down too. Someone send me the timestamp. 0-2 pitch to Suarez. Ground ball hit over to third base. Caminero picks it up, gobbles it, throws it over to first, and there is out number 2. Timestamp for P.O. Box gifts and announcements. Let's go. Yep. That's right. Yep. You got it. I forgot that you were on. It was weird. We were supposed to be on earlier. Flight came back late. That was terrible, man. We had to go back to our gate. Then we were, we're ready to take off, and then they're like, "Well, we gotta wait a couple more minutes because there's something was wrong with when they inspected the plane. It wasn't the engine, it was something else that was wrong." The ball is 2 strikes, by the way, to Nathaniel Lowe. Reds are down to their final strike. Kelly kicks, fires the 0-2, up high for a ball. Short game today. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Don't know why it froze. There's the 1-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed, and the ball game is over. So Tampa Bay does salvage the series. Nick Martinez goes 8 innings and gives up just 5 hits against his former ball club and gives up 1 run as well. And the Rays are able to get their 13th win of the season. Just a little recap here, and just a little bit of a debrief, I guess is the right word. Nick Martinez, man, player of the game. He was special. He was special today. My favorite part about Nick Martinez in this game was when he hit adversity in that 5th inning and gave up the Higgins sac fly. And right after that, after he gives up the Higgins sac fly in the 5th inning, right? He gets ahead in the count against TJ Friedl. 0-1. Then he throws the changeup, right? But on the 1-2 pitch, he throws this curveball that goes over towards the outside corner. And really just threw an excellent pitch that ended up getting Friedl to ground into a fielder's choice. And then after that, throws a sinker. It ends up being down the middle, but that's where he wanted it. And he got McLean out. But that curve that he threw to get Friedl to ground out there with runners at first and third, if he doesn't throw it in that spot, if it's a little bit more flat over the middle of the plate, TJ Friedl makes this a game. And he got himself into a big jam. Bases loaded, nobody out. The fact that he only gave up 1 run in that inning, yes, that was the only inning that he had trouble with. And if it weren't for that inning, he would have went 9 innings. He would have went. And I still can't understand why he didn't, even though he had 95 pitches. But he most certainly would have went 9 innings if, he didn't get into that jam there. But he worked his way out of it. The off-speed stuff looked really, really strong. He was painting those corners, especially against Elly De La Cruz. Elly just looked so lost out there today. I'm watching him just look at cutters and changeups right down the middle or just over towards the outside edge and not knowing what to do with some of these pitches because Martinez was hitting those corners. From a Phillies fan perspective, we talk a lot about when Aaron Nola is on, Aaron Nola is painting those edges. He's not a type of pitcher that's going to overpower you with fastballs. He's not going to overpower you with the knuckle curve per se and get you 75. He'll hit 72. He'll be able to hit his spots, but it's when he has to hit his spots. In order for him to be effective, he has to hit his spots. And I thought that Martinez was really doing a good job hitting his spots tonight or this afternoon, and that's why the Tampa Bay Rays were able to take care of business. This Cincinnati Reds team, I said that going on into this game, I really would like to see how they respond after they put up a plethora of runs in last night's game. Did they party too hard? How are they going to come out here today? And they had a big chance in that 5th inning, and they just couldn't get a couple of runs home. They got 1 on a sac fly, but the defense, there were some really good plays that they made in the outfield, but the one mistake that I saw, Will Benson making out in right field, he had a terrible throw. Didn't get on his back foot when he tried to make that throw out in shallow right field to get the runner out at the plate, and it ends up being wide, and it turns on into a sacrifice fly. I don't know why the Rays sent him to the plate, but that was a terrible throw, and that mistake costed them. And that ended up being a very bad thing. And then Chandler Simpson went on over to third base, and that's potentially another sacrifice fly scenario for them to get another run. But they tapped on those 3 runs in that bottom of the 2nd, and that was the difference of the game. The difference was that the Rays played small ball, and they executed when they had to. Yandy Diaz stepped up again to the plate and just made solid contact with the ball. Junior Caminero had a good day. Valade also played really well out in right field defensively and offensively. But you won this game because of small ball. And Tampa Bay needed this. Tampa Bay wanted it more, and they needed it. They really did. They handed the Reds their 3rd road loss of the season. They've been a very good road team this year. And the Tampa Bay Rays played a very good brand of baseball to save the series from not getting swept. They did not want to get swept today. And they weren't going to because they attacked early, and Nick Martinez gave Kevin Cash, his bullpen, a day of rest. And it worked out very well. Here's what the Rays schedule looks like. We're going to pull this up right now. So Tampa Bay is going to play. They have an off day tomorrow. And then they play against the Minnesota Twins on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday's game is at 7:10. Saturday's game is at 4:10. And then they wrap up the series at 1:40 on Sunday. Taj Bradley is going to pitch for the Minnesota Twins. I keep forgetting that Taj is not on the Tampa Bay Rays now, but Taj Bradley is going to be facing Rasmussen. Shane McClanahan will face Bailey Ober. Then you got Simeon Woods Richardson for Minnesota playing against Jesse Schultens on Sunday. So that is what the pitching matchups are going to be this weekend. As far as things go for the Cincinnati Reds, the Reds were playing really good baseball. They just didn't have a good day today. They just were not able to do a good job at solving Nick Martinez. I thought that they really struggled with runners in scoring position and left a lot of guys on base in that 5th inning, but they just didn't square up the baseball well. Elly struggled in this game, went back to how he's pretty much been doing this year. He struck out twice. Sal Stewart and the rest of the lineup, I mean, today they were 5 for 31. That's just not good enough. It's not good enough at all. And Martinez was really executing on his ground ball pitches, got a lot of double play ground balls to work in his favor, and that was pretty much the difference, along with the small ball that Tampa Bay provided. So the Reds, on the other hand, though, as we take a look at their schedule ahead, the Cincinnati Reds, their next game that they will be playing will be against the Detroit Tigers on Friday. They play at 6:40 on Friday, 7:15 on Saturday, and 1:40 on Sunday. Those 3 games are going to be at home. Abbott is going to face Valdez on Friday. Then you got Brady Singer against Jack Flaherty on Saturday. And Kiter Montero, who really struggled in his last outing for Detroit, is going to be facing Rhett Lauder, and that game will be on Sunday. So once again, they play against Detroit, the Cincinnati Reds do, and Abbott is going to pitch on Friday. And then on Saturday, it's Singer. That game is at 7:15. Friday's game is at 6:40, and Sunday's game is at 1:40, and Lauder is going to pitch. And that is going to wrap it up here. I love you all very, very much. Yandy tore it up. I think Abbott should pitch for the Reds next, and he's been sketchy. Yes, Abbott is going to pitch. He has not been as good. His ERA is high. It's really high. I don't know what it is that's been going on with him, but he's been having command issues from what I've been able to hear from other people on the Twitter space. I'd like to watch a little bit more tape on him in order for me to give you a better analysis on what's been going wrong. But I know for sure that he's been leaving pitches out over the middle of the plate. He has not been hitting the spots, and he's been giving up a lot of hits. When you're flat and you just can't get a guy out on 2 strikes, and you have a hard time putting them away, that's problematic. And when you have problems dealing from the stretch, a lot of that's mental. A lot of it is mental. And so I'm not telling you that everything that's been going on with Abbott has been mental, but I'm sure that that's been a problem just from what I've been able to hear and from what I'm able to conclude from everything that I've heard. But, yeah, we'll see how he does in his next game. We will. All right, and with that, we're going to be on at 7:40 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. We'll be doing the Phillies game. Also, if you guys come back on, we have a big announcement that we're going to make. We're going to do the announcement when we go to the 6th inning. So that's when we're going to do our announcement. We did it before on Monday, but there really wasn't many people on, and I'm going to actually reveal some more things about what's going to go on next week. So I'm really excited about that, and I hope that you guys join me. I will also clip it too. So in case you're not there, you'll be able to find it through the clips. All right. Love you all. Lava Tov. Good night. And I will catch you all on the next one. Peace out.